Hello students, today we will discuss the damped vibration. So student, in a damped vibration, for the moment of vibrating body, a resistance is provided, that is resistance to motion. So simple mathematical model for damped vibration, that is damped free vibration. So mass, spring and dashpot. So simple spring, mass and dashpot system I have drawn. So this is the mathematical model. So we can say that or the equation of motion, okay, mx double dot is the inertia force, okay, when this mass has given a displacement let x, then the system equation for the system will be mx double dot, that is the system equation for this model will be mx double dot, this is the inertia force. Then student, damping force will be added. So damping force Cx dot, C is the damping coefficient, x dot is the velocity of damper, and Kx is the spring force. As vibration is free vibration is equal to 0, no external excitation on a vibrating body. So only initial excitation is required. This is the mathematical model. This is the mathematical model, student. This is the equation of motion. Now, to proceed with various system in a damped vibration, first we must have to categorize various types of damping. So student, various types of damping first we will discuss. So types of damping. So damping is nothing but a restriction is provided to a motion, that is a resistance to the motion of moving body is called as damping. So first type of damping, student, viscous damping. Second type of damping is dry friction damping or Coulomb damping, student. Third type of damping, student, structural damping. Structural damping. Then last damping, that is the fourth category, is non-linear damping. So non-linear damping, student, also called as slip damping or slip damping. Or interfacial damping, student. So viscous damping. So example, hydraulic damper. So student, the motion between two component, okay, so there will not be a direct friction, you can say that, indirect friction. So for example, motion with the help of lubricant, you can say that. So indirect contact between two moving elements, so that there will not be a direct friction, indirect friction, you can say that. So viscous damping we will discuss in detail, okay. So we will do the analysis of viscous damping by using Newton's law of viscosity. We will calculate the damping force, that is damping force in a viscous damping. Now Coulomb damping, student, Coulomb damping, it is called as dry friction damping. So you already studied theory of friction, okay, in mechanics. So Student, suppose this is a block having a forward motion, okay, it is sliding on a surface. So dry friction damping or Coulomb damping, that is resistance to the motion, okay. So Fr is called as resistive force, okay, so which acts in opposite to the motion. So driving force, let F, so resistive force will be Fr, student. So Fr is equal to mu into Rn. Rn is the normal reaction. So especially these two type of damping we'll consider, and we'll analyze the several standard vibrating system with viscous damping and Coulomb damping. More focus will as per our study is concerned on viscous damping, student. So structural damping student, also called as hysteresis damping or magnetic damping, student. So the structural damping is due to the elastic properties which are present within a system. So every component has a elastic properties. For example, ferrous material having elastic properties. So that elastic property will resist the motion of that body, or according to Newton's first law, every inanimate body, either in a rest or in a state of motion, will try to regain its original position, that is, try to maintain its state of rest or in a motion until and unless it is acted by external unbalanced force. So due to the virtue of inertia, okay, or due to the virtue of elastic properties, every component will resist the motion due to its elastic properties. So during loading and unloading, you must have to study the structural damping. So structural damping and slip damping I will not discuss in detail. So slip damping, it is a superficial or interfacial damping, you can say that. It is related to the surface, okay. So student, so first type of damping and various system associated with viscous damping we will discuss. So first we are going to study damped vibration with viscous damping. So detailed analysis of viscous damping. Then we will move towards Coulomb damping. So Coulomb damping, not much time is required. So after discussion of Coulomb damping, we will differentiate viscous and Coulomb damping. So in certain books, okay, initially differentiation between viscous and Coulomb damping is given, but after discussion of viscous damping and Coulomb damping, these differentiating points you will understand. So student, first we will discuss viscous damping. Student, you are aware about the Newton's law of viscosity in fluid mechanics. You have studied, okay, initially the Newton's law of viscosity. Same example I am considering. Let this is a moving plate. Student, this is a moving plate, okay. Let bottom plate is a stationary plate. Moving plate has let velocity u. So distance between these two plates, let h, student. So I will directly apply the Newton's law of viscosity. So student, what Newton's law of viscosity states that is shear stress is directly proportional to velocity gradient. So shear stress, since this plate is stationary, okay, and only one plate is moving, and in between two plates, student, suppose the fluid is present, that is, let for example oil is present. So what will happen, this oil, student, will resist the motion of this upper plate, student. So the force exerted by a fluid on plate is called as the damping force. So magnitude I want to calculate. So student, tau is the shear stress, okay. So shear stress is directly proportional to the velocity gradient. So constant of proportionality is mu, okay. So directly I will write down tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So du by dy, let student, velocity gradient, mu is the viscosity. So think about a student, either it is kinematic viscosity or dynamic viscosity. We already studied in mechanics. So discussion of mu we will do later. So till now just think about it, either mu is kinematic viscosity or dynamic viscosity. So student, so tau, let shear force per unit area, that is tangential force per unit area. So just I am modifying this equation into mu, let V or U H. So student, F is the damping force, okay. F is equal to mu A H into V or U, student. I will take U, okay, as U is mentioned. U is the velocity of moving plate. So student, F is equal to mu A by H write it, student. So student, I will simplifying this equation, okay, with our vibration terms. So student, so Fv or F I will replace by Fd. F I am replacing by Fd. So mu A by H, student, I am replacing by C. And U I am replacing by x dot. So x dot, U is replaced by x dot, student. C mu A by H, because mu by H is a constant term. So C is the constant term. Special name for C we are giving. So F I am replacing by Fd. So student, Fd is the damping force, so is Cx dot. So C is called as damping coefficient. C is called as damping coefficient. In theory of friction, coefficient of friction you have taken, okay, so same. So damping coefficient, and x dot is the velocity of damper, student. x dot is velocity of damper. So understand student, FDCX dots. So student, directly I will discuss the differential equation for damped free vibration. Then various types of viscous damping we are going to discuss. So from onwards, okay. So for half an hour, various mathematical term we are discussing. So various mathematical term, simple, okay, but don't be confused. Though the expression are lengthy, simple to understand. You must have to focus. So student, spring mass and dashpot system. So equation of motion for spring mass and dashpot system. Student, mx double dot plus student cx dot, okay, damping force, kx is equal to 0. This is the equation of motion or system equation. Now student, this is the motion equation. I want to calculate solution for it, okay. So solution for this equation, that is I want to calculate the displacement. So x, student, displacement I am writing like this. Explanation I will give it later. X is equal to e raised to u into t. Student, now viscous damping, variation of vibratory body. If corresponding damping is viscous damping, then variation is exponential, student. So for exponential variation, so calculation of displacement, that is generalized calculation for displacement for exponential variation. So x is equal to e raised to mu t or ut. X is equal to e raised to ut. So student, calculate x dot. So x dot will be u into e raised to ut. X double dot u square, student, write it is e raised to ut, okay. So x dot and x double dot, suppose you have calculated x, the generalized solution suppose I have taken, okay. So I want overall solution for equation number 1. So substitute the value of student. So value of x e raised to ut, x dot u into e raised to ut. So x double dot u square e raised to ut. So substitute value of x dot and x double dot in equation 1. So student, after substitution I will get this equation like this: m into u square e raised to ut plus cu e raised to ut, and third term, student, k e raised to ut equal to 0. Simple substitution, student. Right, it is. Derivation will not be asked, but if I will mention the direct formula, you will not understand. Okay, so that's why for understanding purpose I am deriving the relation. Okay, so viscous damping has a three category student: under damped system, over damped system and critical damped system. What is this under damp, over damp and critical damp? So on which basis this category is made? Okay, that part we'll discuss later. First we'll calculate the solution for system equation, that is system equation of damped vibration student. So student, I am getting this equation. Okay, so a raised to ut get cancelled student, right? It is. So for this equation student, I will divide LHS and RHS by m. So by dividing LHS and RHS by m, I will get u square plus c into u by m student plus k by m is equal to 0. So simple quadratic equation student. So solution, so two roots I will get, u1 and u2. Suppose equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is in quadratic form. So solution u has two roots student, so minus b, that is minus c by m, right student? So b will be c by m minus c by m. So solution minus b plus or minus b square square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So solution for quadratic equation, same formula I am using. So minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac student. So c square, that is b, c by m is the b term, so c square m square, so that is the b square minus 4ac, 4 a1 c k by m, 4 k by m student, divided by 2a, that is 2. So solution for quadratic equation I have written. Understand the equation student? So x is equal to e raised to ut. Okay, if it has only single solution, so it has two roots, so that is u1 and u2 student. So solution for equation of motion, that is mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx is equal to 0. I will write down. X is equal to a1 e1t plus a2 u2t, because it has two roots. Okay, so u has two roots, so that's why I must have to include both the root. Okay, if second root u2 is 0, then only one term. So this is the solution for mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx is equal to 0. So this is the solution for this differential equation. Understand, student? So u1, u2, you must have to substitute. So u1, so take plus sign for u1 and minus sign for u2. So u1, student, what will be the value of u1? Minus c by 2m, right, student? So divide by 2, this term I am taking, okay, in the denominator of first term, minus c by 2m plus sign. So c by 2m, student. I am simplifying the root of u1 and u2, student. So u1 so minus k by m, right, student? u1. So u2, only negative sign you must have to consider for u2. So substitute the value of u1 and u2 here, student. Now two terms related to damped vibration, student, that is critical damping constant and damping ratio. These two terms we are deriving. So first one is the critical damping constant. So critical damping constant is called as Cc. Instead of C is the damping coefficient, Cc is the critical damping coefficient. And second term, student, damping ratio or damping factor, that is epsilon. In some books, instead of epsilon, zeta is mentioned. So epsilon is the damping factor or damping ratio, student, or damping ratio. So first Cc we will discuss, student. So student, Cc, that is critical damping coefficient, is derived by considering this under root term, okay, c by 2m square minus k by m. I am considering, okay, for further analysis. So student, so this under root term, that is c by 2m, student, k by m, I am considering for the calculation of Cc. So student, if this under root terms becomes equal to 0, what I am saying, student, if this under root terms when becomes equal to 0, this c, student, this c you can replace by Cc. So c I am replacing by Cc, and this Cc is called as critical damping coefficient. So what is that critical damping coefficient? What is the significance of critical damping coefficient? That part we will discuss when a special category of system, that is this viscous damping, has a three categories, student: under damped system, over damped system, and critical damped system. So significance of CC we'll discuss afterwards. So meanwhile, this C I am replacing by CC if this square root terms I am equating with 0. So student, do the simplification and calculate the CC. So just I am rearranging the terms, okay? So rearranging the terms for this equation. So by rearranging the terms, student, I will get the equation like this: CC by 2m divided by square root of k by m. So CC, students, so CC, that is critical damping coefficient, we are calculating CC 2m into square root of k by m. So student, square root of k by m, this term you already know. So square root of k by m is omega n, nothing but the natural frequency. So student, CC twice m omega n. So remember the value of CC 2m into omega n. Now student, first term we have formulated, that is CC, that is critical damping coefficient. So next term, damping factor or damping ratio we are defining. So damping ratio or damping factor, student, it is the ratio of C by CC. So C is the damping coefficient, CC is the critical damping coefficient. Now student, critical damping coefficient, instead of damping coefficient, critical damping coefficient we are considering when in a viscous damping, if system regain its initial position. What I am saying, listen carefully student, if system regain its initial position or equilibrium position in a quickest time, corresponding system is called as critically damped system or critical damped system, and damping coefficient is called as CC. Okay, so simple example, door closure mechanism, that is automatic door closure mechanism. So in a automatic door closure mechanism, either pull or push is required. So in various malls, okay, so we are seeing this automatic door closure, okay, only we are pulling the door, pushing automatically done, or you are pushing the door, pulling will be automatically done. So this pulling and pushing, only one we are doing and another is done in a quickest time. Okay, so damping coefficient will be the CC. Okay, so system will regain its initial position or main position in a quickest time. So we'll substitute the value of CC, student. So or we know the relation C by 2m is equal to, or C by 2m, this term I am just, it is this C by 2m, just I will rearrange. So I will multiply numerator and denominator by CC. Okay, so there will not be any effect. Okay, so CC I am, because I want epsilon, okay, in another form, that is in the form of omega. So C by 2m, just I am simplifying, that is multiplying and dividing with the same term. Okay, so C by Cc, epsilon student, Cc by 2m omega. Okay, so student, Cc, so C by 2m, I am getting epsilon into omega here. So student, so C by 2m terms, okay, in solution, that is mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx is equal to 0. So solution we are getting in terms of C by 2m. So replace C by 2m by epsilon into omega n. So solution of differential equation we are getting in terms of epsilon. Okay, so if you want solution in terms of epsilon, simply replace C by 2m by epsilon. Now student, in a viscous damping, three system you are considering, or three category: under damped system, second critical damp or critically damped system, so critically damped system student. Okay, same critically damped system. Then third, overdamped system student. So separately we will analyze these three systems, and you must have to differentiate. If in the final exam one of the system is mentioned, you must have to categorize either given system is underdamped, critically damped and overdamped. So apply the procedure of underdamped, critical damp, overdamped system for further analysis. So recognizing either given viscous damping, either underdamped system, overdamped system or critical damp system. Generally critical damp system important as per exam point of view. Sometimes problem on critical damp. So underdamp 101% one problem. Overdamp rarely problem will come on overdamp system. Now how will differentiate? Student, epsilon or zeta. If epsilon is less than 1, if epsilon is equal to 1, and if epsilon greater than 1. These three category we are discussing student. So if epsilon is less than 1, that is damping ratio or damping factor is less than 1, this student system is underdamped system. So if damping ratio or damping factor equals to 1 student, system will be critically damped system, and if this damping ratio or damping factor greater than 1, system is overdamped system. So student, depending on the application, so as per the application, so either we must have to consider for underdamped system, critical damped system or overdamped system. For example student, critical damped system, I want system or body to regain its initial position in a quickest time. So this condition will be required in recoil mechanism of gun. So after firing a bullet, so So after firing a bullet, okay, next bullet, suppose I want to fire. So recoil mechanism must be come to its initial position in quickest time, then only the second bullet I can fire. So gun barrel mechanism generally has a critically damped system. Automatic door closer, critically damped system. Now over damped system, so where stability is more concerned. So over damped system has a highest stability as compared to under damped or critical damped system. So for over damped system, if stability is the concern, then you can think about the over damped system. Now under damped system. So in under damped system there will be cyclic variation of a vibrating body. So cyclic variation of vibrating body. So more time will be required to come to rest for under damped system. So that is main concern is the cyclic variation. So one by one system student we are going to discuss. So first we'll start from under damped system. So under damped, over damped and critical damped student. So mathematics I will not discuss in detail student. So just one diagram I will draw. That is variation of displacement. X is the displacement versus time. So curve for over damped system student I am drawing. So over damped system student. Then for critical damped I am drawing student. Critical damped student. Let curve starts from same position. So time required for rest student say now student under damped system. Same point of starts I am considering. So student in under damped system, decay in the amplitude, okay. So to come to rest, time taken for under damped system will be highest, okay. So this is student over dam, OD for over dam, UD for under dam, CD for critical dam. So variation student we are going to discuss. Now student, first under damped system. See under damped system student. Cyclic variation, okay. So certain cycles are executed as per under damped system are concerned. So see student, let in first cycle, okay, x1 is the amplitude. In second cycle x2, that is displacement x, decay in the displacement, okay, or decay in the amplitude you can say that. So in third cycle x3 and so on, and finally the vibrating body come to its in mean position. So decay in amplitude, and vibrating body executes certain cycle. So student, in critical damped system, see, time taken, more concern is the time taken, okay? Time taken to bring back the vibrating body will be very less as compared to over damped system and under damped system. So it has a specific application, that's why. So critical damped system, so there will not be a cyclic variation. So see, on curvature only on one side, okay? So only on one side. So there will not be a cyclic variation as per critical damped system is concerned. Similarly, over damped system. Epsilon greater than 1 student. So over damped system, again railway bridges, over damped system. So in structure, over damped system. So our more concern is stability, okay? So lesser chances of failure of over damped system. So in a over damped system, chances of failure of vibrating body is almost less as compared to under damped or critical damped. So student, I will assume that you understand the difference between under damped system, over damped system and critical damped system. So student, let first we'll discuss under damped system and certain conclusion we will make. So variation of x versus time, student. Let certain cycle are executed. So let x1 is the amplitude in first cycle, x2 is the amplitude in second cycle, x3 is the amplitude in third cycle, x4 or let xn is the amplitude in last cycle, student. So this variation, see, x0 is the initial displacement. x0 is nothing but the initial displacement. Here x0 is different from 0, student. So this graph can be, I can draw from this, then x0 is equal to 0, okay? In that case x0 will be 0. So read the problem content carefully, either x0 is 0 or x0 is different from 0. So some clues are mentioned in the problem. So here x0 is different from 0, or you can say that x dot 0 is different from 0, as x0 is different from 0, x dot 0 is different from 0. So student, first term time period, time taken to execute one cycle. So TD will be 2 pi by WD. So WD is damped frequency, WN is the natural frequency, student. So student, calculation of WD I will not discuss, okay? So remember this diagram, okay? For further analysis this diagram is required. Student, one more terms I will discuss, that is logarithmic decrement, delta. So see, as per underdamped system is concerned, decay in amplitude and exponential variation, okay? So xn is the last amplitude, you can say that. So logarithmic decrement delta, student, delta, it is the ratio of, that is the ratio of natural log of two successive amplitude. So it is the ratio of natural log of two successive amplitude. So I can write down like this, ratio of natural log of two successive amplitude. So it will be x1 by x2. So delta is equal to natural log of x1 by x2. So this logarithmic decrement is restricted to only one cycle, that is this logarithmic decrement for first cycle. For second cycle, logarithmic decrement will be natural log of x2 by x3, so on, x3 by x4, natural log of. So overall logarithmic decrement delta, so I will write down, it is 1 by n. N is the number of cycle executed. So n is number of cycle executed into natural log of x1 is the amplitude in first cycle and x n plus 1 amplitude in last cycle, student. So x1 upon xn plus 1. So when we will discuss several problems, you will understand. So for underdamped system, student, the response equation I am directly write down. So just go through it. What is this response equation? So response equation, so x, the solution for underdamped system, x e minus epsilon omega nt in bracket sin WD t plus phi, student. Due to time constraint I will not discuss in detail, okay? So just go through it, what is response equation and how this solution I have written, okay? So A is the amplitude, epsilon is the, student, damping ratio or damping factor, natural frequency to omega n, WD is the damped frequency, phi is the phase angle. So student, value of A will be a1 square plus a2 square. If there are two vectors, then amplitude A will be a1 square plus a2 square. Then phi will be tan inverse of a1 by a2. Tan inverse of a1 by a2 student. a1 by a2. Now boundary condition student. So x, a and phi note down. So boundary condition. So this boundary condition are required to calculate the displacement velocity of a vibrating body. Okay, if system executes viscous damping in a viscous damping, a special category, that is under damped system. So student, how to calculate value of a1 and a2 is the important. So a1 is x0 I am considering. So a is equal to square root of a1 square plus a2 square I have mentioned. So how to calculate a1 and a2? This calculation are required for further displacement velocity and velocity calculation, and further vibration analysis depends on this calculation. So a1 x0 and a2 x dot 0. How these terms came, that part I will discuss later. Omega n d into epsilon. So student, this first term a1 is x0. I will assume when time t is equal to, that is first boundary condition, I am assuming that when time initially when body is at rest t is equal to 0, x is equal to x0. First boundary condition. Second boundary condition student, I will assume again t is equal to 0. Second boundary condition for velocity. First boundary condition for displacement, second boundary condition for velocity. When time is equal to 0, student, x dot is x dot 0. So this through two condition I have substituted in response equation student. So I have calculated a1 and a2. Just go through this equation student. WD there is a relation between WD and WN. Let WD square root of 1 minus epsilon square into omega n, where epsilon is the damping ratio or damping factor, Wn is the natural frequency student. So student, today we have discussed the response equation for underdamped system, that is last content response equation for underdamped system. So student, just revise various types of damping. Then from viscous damping, three category we are going to study, that is underdamped system, critical damped system and overdamped system. So first category, okay, briefly I have discussed. Okay, so viscous damping with exponential variation. So I have calculated the system equation. From system equation various desired parameter, okay, I have calculated. So displacement time diagram, that is variation of displacement versus time, important, okay, to understand the various terms. So for analysis, that diagram is very important student. So today I have discussed underdamped system. So just revise the content. So briefly I will discuss critical damped system and over damped system. Then we'll proceed with several numericals. Thank you, student.